Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris from T3 Handicapping, and I am here on Friday, October the 22nd, to bring sort of a new format of video. I will continue to do my Indiana Grand videos Monday through Thursday, but I know that there has been great demand for some weekend videos, and we've got a new feature up on the website that I thought would be a perfect chance to showcase that. So today we're going to be looking at the early pick five from Keeneland. And we're going to be using the new tool that you can purchase on the website, which is the Ticket Constructor. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to the website and we're going to find it. So we're going to come up here. We're going to go to buy, same place you would buy all of your handicapping products. And you can see we've got our all track packages. You'll notice Thursday is temporarily still up there. So if you're seeing this relatively recently, you may still see that. Otherwise, you'll see Friday and perhaps Saturday if you're looking into this later. These will be updated daily. Individual track packages. You can see pick sheets are available for the weekend cards only. So those will be available on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just because that's when we have the tracks running that make that worthwhile. And then down here is the new one, which is the Ticket Constructor. And this is a way to help you design ABC tickets using Steve Christ methodology. This is a conditional ticket, so you won't hit your A opinions multiple times. This is more about giving you as many possible chances to win. I highly recommend this for some of the bigger horizontals, but certainly it can be effective for keeping your price down on doubles and pick threes as well. So what you're going to do, if you want to purchase the Ticket Constructor, is you're going to go ahead and just purchase it here. It is $5, but it is a one-time purchase. So once you buy it, you will basically get access to the user guide, which I'll show you in just a minute. That user guide will have a link. You can simply copy that link into your browser. It will take you to the original spreadsheet, and then you just have to make a copy in your own Google Drive. Google accounts can be set up for free. So if you don't have one, it's very easy to get set up. So you'll find that right down here at the bottom of the purchase page. Once you've downloaded it, you'll open the file, copy the URL, put it in a browser, and then just make a copy to your own drive. Please do not request edit access of this document. Otherwise, I'll get tons of requests for that. So just make sure that you're creating your own copy, and that's going to give you the opportunity to get in there and manipulate all these things, but also to use it for an unlimited amount of time. So to begin here with my use of the Ticket Constructor, the first thing I need to know is, what do I think of these races today? And so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up here my sheet for Keeneland, and we'll zoom in a little bit here. Oh, here we go. So as I'm looking through these early races here, okay, now I'm just using the pick sheet right now. I'm not even using the handicapping products as they were. So you can see I've got a couple of best bets. I have pinch hitter in the second race, and I have Cousteau in the fifth race. So I've got some options there, but as you can see from just looking at my picks in race 1 through 5, if I were to try and just put all these together in a pick five ticket, it would not work. It would be way too expensive for my budget. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the Ticket Constructor. I've copied down these picks. We're going to head over to the Ticket Constructor, and we're going to actually build this into a ticket here. So I'll pull this up. Here you can see I've got my Ticket Constructor. The first page is the user guide, so a lot of the information I'm covering in this video is actually covered here. The access link that you're going to put in your browser is going to be right there. And then, like I said, you just make a copy. Here you can see it explains some of the things that the program does for you. And then here's a whole bunch of information that you can use to go through the various steps. So if you need to know how to make a copy, if you forgot how to input your selections, if you forget how to use the play within budget banner, that stuff is all here for you and tells you everything that you're going to need to know. And I'll kind of go through that here in our initial thing as well. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to come to our selections page. This is the page where you're going to do most of your stuff in the program. With this, today we're playing an early pick five. So I'm going to select from the drop down menu pick five. And one thing that you're going to notice over here when you look at the actual legs is there is a little bit of a naming convention issue. So, leg one represents the start of a daily double, a pick three, or a pick six. Pick fours and pick fives. Okay. Those are going to start in either leg two, if it's a pick five, or leg three, if it's a pick four. Now, the reason that I wrote it this way, as opposed to having them just all start in leg one, is that if you're playing a pick six, it's a very difficult bet to hit, and there's a pretty good chance that at some point along the way you may get knocked out. And so I'm going to show that to you here in just a moment. But first, I want to put in my selections. I'm going to play this for the 50-cent minimum. You'll notice if I put in 20 cents, it won't let me do it, or it will, but it will show red, just indicating that that's not a legitimate amount. So once I go to 50, it goes to black. And let's say I'm going to play a $100 ticket today. Okay? So you can see right now everything's in black. I've got my plays within budget banner. Right now everything fits because there are no selections. I'm playing a pick five, so I'm going to start here in leg number two. Okay, so this would be race number one, even though it says leg number two on our sheet up here. So in this race, I know that I had 3, 5, and 6 as A's. In the next race, I had the 3 as an A. In the next race, I had the 3 and the 5 as an A. And typically you would do this just completing one race at a time, but I'm kind of showing you just so you can see where things end up going. In the fourth leg, okay, or the fourth race, I had the 1, the 4, the 6, and the 7 all as A's. And then in the final leg, I had the um, I had the 1 as a lone A. So you can see now, as I've done this, it started to spit some things out. So I've got all A's, $12. Okay. All wagers cost $12. So if I were to play every ticket that I've got on the grid right now, it would cost me a total of $12. Now, this is just a little bit of a weird formatting issue here. Um, but you'll notice that this thing comes up empty. One of the things that I recommend, if you don't want that little extra thing there, is to just make the number 1 in the first leg an A, even though you're not really going to use that one. You can just do that, and then it'll just make it disappear because it only pulls from there. But it does see an empty data set there, so that's kind of why you get that weird thing. So we're not going to actually use this horse at all, but it just kind of makes our sheet a little bit cleaner. Now, like I said, the reason that I did that is I wanted you to see sort of how this thing builds. So right now our budget is $12. We're well within budget. Everything looks good. And we've got our all A ticket right here. We would just go punch that into the ADW, or we would go tell the teller that that's what we're looking for, and we'd be on our way. Caveman style, everything looks good. But I had some other opinions in these races. So I'm going to start adding things through. And as I'm doing this, you're going to start to see this multiply. You're going to start to get multiple tickets. And as that happens, these are going to start to populate, and you'll see some adjustment up here on the top as well. So let's go ahead and let's jump in here. So my B horses in this race are going to be the 1, the 4, the 8, and I'm also going to use the 2 and 7 as C's. So now you can see we've jumped from just 1 ticket up to 3, just with those additions alone, and we're now up to a $32 total wager. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add the 5 and 8 as B's. That's in race number 2 from Keeneland. Race number 3, I don't have any B selections, but I'm going to go 2, 3. Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. I've already got 3, 5. I'm just going to go with the 2 as a B selection there in race number 3. In race number 4, I have no B selection. So this is the one where I'm going to go 2, 3, 5, 8 as C's. And then in the last leg, I have 2, 3, 5, and 8 as B's. And I also have the 6 as a C. So you can see I was hoping to get this ticket in for a measly $100, and instead I ended up putting up $344. This is far too expensive. Now you compare that to what the caveman ticket of trying to use all of these horses would be. It's a significantly cheaper ticket here. And what you're seeing when you look at this ticket construction is you're seeing 5 A's means that all of my A selections have to hit. Then each subsequent one after that, AAA with B, means that I have to be right 4 out of the 5 times. Okay. If I do, I'm going to hit this pick five. You'll also see that we have all A combinations with 2 B's. So I've used, the B in the first spot and the B in the or the B in the fifth spot and the B in the third spot. I've used the B in the fifth spot and the B in the second spot. So it creates all these combinations for you so that if your A opinion is right 3 times, but you hit a backup horse in 2 of the races, you will still cash the ticket. The all A's with 1C mean that you have to be right, but sort of that weird, crazy, long shot opinion had to come in. Um, and if that happens, if you can get 4 A's plus 1C, you'll hit the ticket. You want to be careful about stretching yourself too much further than that. Pick five. A's with 2 B's is definitely the most I want to go. A's with 3 B's, are you really right anymore? It just seems like you're wasting a lot of capital on something that you really didn't have a very clear image on. So we've got an issue here now. We are way over budget and we need to figure out how to cut it down. And there's a couple of different ways that you can cut it down. The first way that I would like to cut it down is I'm looking at this fourth leg, and honestly, I am I'm in a pretty good position. So I think 4 horses should be enough to get me through. So I'm going to go and I'm going to just make my life easy. I'm just going to get rid of all of my C's from here. Now, this is probably the simplest way to do it. And you can see I've gotten my ticket way down to $332. So we're trending in the right direction here. That's the easiest way to do it. But the problem with that is that you lose your opinion on those horses, where it otherwise could have been saved. And so it's not ideal. Now, if I were in a situation like this where I had $100 to spend and $332 um, was my total, that tells me I'm way off. And this is where starting the pick five in leg two matters. Because let's say I'm thinking, you know what, this pick five, you can see the tickets over here on the pick five tab, is just too expensive for me. I wonder what it would be if I skipped that first leg altogether. I started with the leg where I only have a couple of horses, and I played through. Let's see what it would be if I flipped over to my pick four. So you can see actually right now the way things stand without changing any of my opinions. I can take this pick five, which is currently costing me over $300, and I could take it down to a $78 pick four. Now, I said that I was interested in spending $100. One of the nice things about making this switch is I could say, you know what, if I'm going to play the pick four though, I can actually press this up, right? $78. I'm like $22 shy of my budget. Let's go ahead and let's just take this one for 3 times. And now it's 12 and now I'm up to 86 and I could, I like this wager, so I'm going to move that one. That makes it too much. So I might have to go I'll take both of those for 2, put myself at $98 and away I go. Okay, so this is why I like it because if you look at that pick five and it's too expensive, you can just drop down to the pick four. If you don't like that one, you've got the rolling pick threes through the whole sequence. You've got the rolling daily doubles through the whole sequence on the daily double page. So I like it because it preserves your opinion in everything. Let's say you were to get knocked out in the first leg of the pick five. You played a big ticket, you got knocked out. You could always roll back to the pick four and you already have all of the tickets prepared. It's just not as nice. Now, if I were to come over here, I could simply just switch this over to the pick four and it would automatically trigger. And you'll notice it's even got my pressed opinions in there. But that's not what we're playing today. We're playing the pick five. So let's get back there. I'm still way over budget. Okay. And so now I want to preserve my opinions, But there's a couple of things that I think, and the main thing that I've recognized here is along with leg four, where I just needed four horses instead of whatever I had before six. I also feel pretty good about legs. I should say race number two, where I have an A and two Bs. And I feel pretty good about the last leg, where I have the single. And in fact, that's where I want to start. So in this situation, to help cut bankroll, I'm going to come over to my pick five tickets, and you can see the list here of all the possible combinations. Where you see blanks is because we don't have a B, like say, for example, in the fourth race. So that's why that one's not there. So I've got all of my tickets here, and I'm saying, you know what? I think the one is a lock in the last race. I'm going to get rid of any ticket that does not include the number one at the end. So I'm going to go here. This one has 2358 at the end. I don't want that one. 111 2358. I'm going to take that one out. 2358. Going to take that one out. 2358. I'm going to take that one out. 111 6 and then 1. Okay. So now I come over here, and now look at this. By just reducing, by just going down to a single in that last race, you can see I've now taken my wagers down to $104. Okay. Now that's still a little bit out of budget. But at the same time, as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, I just took a ticket from $344 down to 104. My budget was 100. This is pretty close. Only 4% of budget. Um, I'm going to use this because I don't want to take one more horse out of it and have that be the horse that beats me. I suppose if you wanted to, you could come through and do the same thing here. Just going back to the pick five, and you could say I'm just not going to use like the seahorse in the first leg. But I did identify that that's the leg I'm probably least confident in, so maybe I would look to take it out somewhere else. So the what I really like about this is now your opinions have been preserved. In the fourth race, we just started deleting our selections, and we never, now we would have to go look those back up again. Here, I've already got everything that I need. So this is probably the ticket that I would land on for this particular race. And so I would use these tickets right here in the ticket constructor for a total of $104. Now, the last feature that I want to show you is maybe you're done with your wagers for the day. Maybe you were playing Keeneland, which is what this one's for. And again, I just took these picks directly off of the pick sheet without doing any modification. But let's say Keeneland is done for the day, and you are now ready to go. You're going to use the picks at Santa Anita to play another sequence there. You're just going to go over here and click this full reset button. And when you do, it's going to run some script. Now, the first time you do it, you may have to actually go through, and you may have to allow the macro to actually work. But then you can see it's now gone through my entire spreadsheet. It's reset all of my check boxes. It was supposed to reset all of my check boxes. And then it's reset all of my values as well. It looks like the pick five, that was one that I had an issue with in the beta as well. So that seems to be an issue. You can see my pick fours, all the presses got reset again. And everything is back to normal. So I would just do a quick double check on that pick five and make sure that everything got reset. I'm not sure why that's not being included in that. But other than that, everything should reset on its own, save you a little bit of time rather than having to go through and manually take everything out. So like I said, you can get this on the website down at the bottom. It's a one-time purchase, $5. Make a copy of the spreadsheet in your own Google Drive, and then you have unlimited access to it. Use it as much as you want, and hopefully this can lead you to creating some more efficient tickets that allow you to play our picks in a rather quick way. Good luck on all of your Friday plays. We do have Keeneland, Gulfstream, and Santa Anita available today. Good luck. Cash those tickets.